Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's fourth and final video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's final video. So day 10 will take us to around the 2nd of August. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles around a couple of weeks. And we'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. And that's going to take us into the second half of August, of course. I'll get on with that for you in a second. Just to say that the first video released today was our 7 AM forecast. We've also released a little update for Camp Festival, which will be taking place this time next week down in Dorset. So if you're interested in what the weather could do for that, have a look at that video. And also, of course, Jeremy Friday is always on a Friday. Your month ahead look ahead has been released as well. So check out all of the videos. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Please like, share, subscribe on all the videos. And yeah, thank you so much. I'm hoping to live stream. I haven't done a Friday night live stream for a little while, so it would be nice to do. And I have got a bit of a bad back though, so if that gets worse, I probably won't be able to, but I'll let everybody know on the community page, you know, no later than, like, early evening, what's happening with the live, but hopefully we'll be able to do it. It would be nice, wouldn't it, to have a Friday night live stream, first one for a while. Right, so I'm going to start off with the latest observations from XWeather. Now, cool air has arrived from the east. Across the northern and east parts of the country. Hottest weather is now in the west. So these are our latest temperature observations. So let's deal with the eastern areas first of all. We've got Norwich at 18 degrees. We've got Doncaster at 18 degrees. We've got Bridlington 18 degrees. Well, way up the east coast, we're just in the upper teens Celsius, which is actually a bit below average, you know, for the time of year. Loftus is 18 degrees. Aberdeen 17. In Burvey is 15 degrees. And there's an east wind that will be adding to the chill. Those east winds are descending into Midlands as well. So East Midlands Airport is at 18 degrees. Church Northern at 22. To Western is at 20. Still pretty warm down at Heathrow, 23 there, but nowhere near as hot as it has been. Farnborough is at 23. Thorney Island is at 22. So these central parts of the country are like into the far upper teens to low 20s. And then out west it gets much more. So Norfolk at 23, Mumbles at 21, Sennybridge at 24, Lake Burmy at 19, pretty cool there. But Cabul Curragh is hot at 26 degrees, Carnarvon Airport at 24 degrees, and Valley is at 26 degrees. In Anglesey, of course, going further northwards, Walney is at Walney Island is at 23. In southwest of Scotland, we've got West Row at 23. We've got Campbelltown at 21. And then into Northern Ireland, Belfast at 24. Into Ireland itself, we've got Ballyhace at 24. 27 there at Out Henry, I think. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but into the 80s Fahrenheit look here across the far west of Ireland. Quite unusual. Newport, right on the Atlantic coast, 27 degrees. Kerry is at 27. Quite unusual the way the hottest temperatures are sort of pushed further and further westward. So these hot temperatures are actually moving out into the Atlantic Ocean, which is a little bit unusual. Normally, this time of year, we'll find hot weather being pushed away to the east, you know, by the Atlantic. But this time we've got easterly winds sort of sending the hottest temperature out into the Atlantic Ocean. Quite strange. And because it's freshening up, it doesn't feel overly thundery where I am. So I am wondering what's going to happen with these thunderstorms. This is the latest precipitation forecast from UKV. So that heat that's across Ireland right now could spark off some pretty big thunderstorms there this afternoon, and particularly across these western parts of where it is so hot. But most places in the UK are going to be dry this afternoon. And then overnight tonight, here come those showers and storms from the south. Takes a while for them to move in, but by 5 AM the storms are sort of making it into the southern counties. So I think it's still on course, even though it has freshened up a little bit. Perhaps get more humid again overnight as this thundery low sort of pushes northwards. And then into tomorrow we have that first push of showers and thunderstorms drifting up into Midlands and East England. May sort of ease off, but more downpours will then develop in the south, and some of those could be quite torrential as well. Most other places though staying dry during Saturday. And then on into Sunday, It looks like the risk is particularly for these southeastern areas on sunny afternoons, so like through the Midlands, central, southern, southeast, could be some thunderstorms through there, and then perhaps getting a little bit more widespread as we go into the early part of next week. So that's how it's looking in terms of the current temperatures and also in terms of the thunder risk. What about the CET? That's probably at the highest it's going to get now for July. So central temperature now is standing at 18.6, which is 2.7 degrees, only 3 degrees above average, and that's provisional to yesterday, 22nd of July. That's, I'd say, probably about as high as it's going to get. I expect it'll stabilise there, level off, and next week it will probably start to drop a little bit, and then I expect we'll get a downwards correction as well. So I think in the end this is going to come in probably under 18 degrees. I don't think we're going to have an 18 Celsius CET month. It remains to be seen. We might do, you know, something surprising could happen, but I'll be surprised if we do. I think this is going to come in like mid to upper 17s, but we shall see. Right, GFS, upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. Next one at Cardiff today. So the red line is the third year upper air temperature average for Cardiff. So we're starting off hotter than average at the moment, albeit it's starting to freshen up from the east. Upper air temperature is going to lower into this weekend, and then next week we're actually going to drop below average. So like the closing days of July look like it's actually going quite cool with the upper air temperature. Bear in mind when the sun's out it'll feel okay because it's very strong. At this time of the year, we're in high summer, so when the sun's out, it'll feel okay, but the upper air temperatures are actually going slightly below average next week. And it looks like they say, you know, into the extended range, it gets us now to the end of the first week of August, just saying generally a little bit on the cool side. Really, and precipitation-wise, going to be a fair amount of rain to come as well. Of course, initially thundery stuff, and then next week probably more in the way of showers or longer spells of rain from Atlantic-driven areas of low pressure. So definitely looking cooler and definitely looking more unsettled as we go through the rest of July and into the beginning of August. Temperature anomalies, number 23rd, 31st of July, still a little bit above average, but not as big an anomaly to average, you'll notice, as we have had over previous days. So still a bit above average, but that anomaly is definitely beginning to reduce and come down. Precipitation anomalies from the 23rd to 31st of July. More or less wetter than average in most areas. There is a drier than average area like through the central part of the country, but I think generally we're on the wetter than average side in the final week of July through most of the UK. Later info map from earthnullschool.net shows that high pressure is still just about in control of the weather, and we are bringing in these east winds. You can't see the east wind, but it's freshening things up and pushing the heat wave into Ireland and then out into the Atlantic. We've got this developing thundery area of low pressure to the west of Biscay as well, and that's going to start to push our way as we get into tonight and through tomorrow as well. Right, at that point, I think we'll put the webcam back on and we'll go through the generic chart, shall we? So first model we're going to start off with is from the Weather Outlook. This is the UK Met. Here we are on Monday. Trough of low pressure is still sitting over to the east coast. That will bring showers, if not long spells of rain, into the early part of next week, and then on to the middle of next week. Looks unsettled. Low pressure is coming in off the Atlantic. So right way up to as far as we go to the UK Met, which is midnight on Friday. Looks pretty unsettled. Low pressure is in control, bringing showers, long spells, rain, and cooler as well, with winds in from the west or from the northwest. So as we get to with UK Met, this is how the GFS midnight run was looking. So again, we've got this thundery trough sitting just to our east on Monday. And then into the early part of next week or middle of next week, low pressure drives in off the Atlantic. It'll bring further spells of wet weather in from the west. Won't be a complete washout, will be dry spells at times, but generally looking quite unsettled through much of next week. Heading up towards day 10, the midnight GFS run, again, just looks very unsettled, really. So this is how we look on the 1st of August. Only the 1st is a developing area of low pressure to our southwest, or a developing trough that develops into an area of low pressure by day 10 itself, which is yesterday's, isn't it? So hang on, what's going on there? Let's have a look. So that is yesterday's. I didn't think that looked quite right. So that's yesterday's day 10 midnight GFS run chart. So I don't know why that's not updated. I'm trying to refresh it, but it's not having it. So we'll move on from that, and we'll go beyond that. So by the time we get, it's also a little bit more likely. So by the time we get through to Tuesday the 3rd of August with the midnight GFS, that's strange as now that won't refresh. I don't know. So by the time we get through to beyond day 10 with a midnight GFS run, which is to the 3rd of August, we're building up this ridge from the southwest. So we're having a go at turning a little bit drier there, actually, into the opening days of August. But it's not really all that successful. Low pressure looks like it just keeps coming and going. But eventually we do sort of build up this ridge from the southwest as we get through to Sunday the 8th of August, which is about as far we can get. It looks like the Azores High is trying to ridge in there on the midnight GFS. Now, let's hope everything goes okay with the 6Z. Let's hope that's got a day 10 chart. So this is the very latest GFS run, the 6Z, for Monday, the 26th of July, with low pressure. Again, this thundery trough sitting over and to the east of the country. So through next week, low pressure will be driving in, bringing unsettled end to July. Showers, long spells, rain, and with winds turning into the north, it will be quite cool as well. Heading up towards day 10, we start trying to ridge this high pressure in from the west, still with winds in from north, so quite cool and showery up to day 10, which is Monday, 2nd of August, but a little bit of a ridge building up from the southwest. In the more extended range, this is Tuesday, 3rd of August. Again, low pressure is in off the Atlantic, so that brings a renewed bout of wind and rain. And then go back into northwest winds again by the 4th of August, so that looks pretty unsettled too. However, right at the very end of this GFS 6Z run, we do see the heights rising to the south-southwest. That starts to pull hotter air back up from the south and from the southwest. Upper air temperatures lifting up quite significantly, but not for all that long. Then this low pressure comes in, and that looks quite volatile, I have to say. Ahead of that, we are pulling up some heat from France, but with that low pressure coming in, that's a trigger perhaps for some thunder, and that looks quite volatile by the time we get through to the 8th of August, which is as far as we go with the 6Z. This is how the GMs. If you enjoyed this video, can you please smash the like button? Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that, and drop a comment, let us know what you think. Make sure you sub to the channel as well. Thank you so much. Right, this is how the GM looks for Monday with this thundery trough to our east, so showery and cooler through the early and middle part of next week, with this low coming in off the Atlantic, and into the second half of next week, still unsettled, and into next weekend, this Saturday, 1st of July, low pressures over top of the country. It'll bring showers, long spells, rain with it. However, by day 10, just about trying to get a little bit of a ridge going to our southwest. But to be honest, up to day 10, the GM does look quite unsettled, and they've got the ECM looking like that with a thundery trough around the country on Monday. That trough low pressure moves northwards into Tuesday, but a new low pressure comes in from the west as you go into Wednesday with showers, long spells of rain. Second half of next week is cool, unsettled, and showery, and into the extended range, we basically keep it quite unsettled with this trough meandering in around days 9 and 10 with some showers and longer spells of rain, and quite cool as well as the wind is coming in from the north. So all model output looks quite unsettled, you know, up to day 10, but we might get something a little bit warmer and drier beyond day 10, between, say, days 10 and 14 or 15. Precipitation type forecast based on that ECM run from Meteo.com looks like this. So up comes these heavy showers and possibly thunderstorms tonight and into tomorrow into the south. You see, they really are middle and southwards. So northern England, large parts of Wales, Northern Ireland, Scotland looks like they don't get much. Certainly North Wales and Northern England, Scotland, Northern Ireland doesn't get much precipitation from this. But further south, there will be heavy showers, thunderstorms, maybe longer spells of rain around tonight and into tomorrow too. Early next week, showers become more widespread, perhaps, across many parts of the country. So, yeah, there could be some quite big showers through the early middle part of next week. There's a potential for more wet weather with showers, longer spells of rain into the second half of next week as well. Heading towards day 10, maybe bringing some more wet weather in towards the south with the ECM. Right, so let's turn the webcam off and go through the options on the table within the ECM ensembles for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office, so these are them. This is the 2nd of August. We have 12 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure around Greenland and low pressure to our east, winds coming in from the northeast. That's going to be cool and unsettled. 11 with a mid-Atlantic ridge going towards Greenland, Iceland with low pressure to the east. Winds will be coming in from a northerly direction. That looks quite cool and showery. 11 with high pressure again to our west and northwest, low pressure to our east. Winds again in from the north and northeast. That again is going to be quite cool and showering. 11 mid-Atlantic ridge towards Greenland and Iceland. Trough of low over to the east of the country. Winds in from the north-northeast. And then 6 including the control and the operational run. Again with high pressure away to the northwest around Greenland, Iceland. Low pressure is to our south and east, and unsettled again. So that's varying slightly in the position placement of the trough of low pressure, but essentially they're all unsettled and quite cool. Day 10 for the start of August. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. So this will get us to the 7th of August. Have 18 members of the ECM ensemble still with a trough of low pressure over top of the country, combined high pressure towards Greenland and Iceland. That is going to be cool and unsettled. 17 with a mid-Atlantic ridge heading towards Greenland, trough low pressure to our east-southeast. That can be quite cool and showery. And 16 just here, looks like starting to ease the low, ease the trough away, and maybe trying to raise the heights from the Azores high a little bit. That might be the start of going into a drier and warmer spell for the second week of August. It's a very long way out, it's 2 weeks away and it is inconclusive, but it could be, it might be the start of the Azores high beginning to come back into play again. But certainly the first days of August anyway are looking cool and showery with these ECM ensembles. Last thing we're going to look at is the CFS V2 for August itself. So this will be 700 millibar height anomaly today for August 2021. Remember, this changes daily. Very, very, very different month compared to what we've had previous summer so far. CFS is now forecasting high pressure to be pulling out into the middle of the Atlantic, into the south of Greenland, and actually setting up a trough of low pressure over the top of the UK and into Scandinavia as well. So we've had all that high pressure through June and July, bringing lots of warm, hot weather to much of northern Europe and latterly to Western Europe as well. It's all gone for August, and we're into a very, very different pattern. Much, much cooler month and much more unsettled month for northern and Western Europe, if that is correct. There's no particular signal for us of a temperature anomaly, but the CFS is forecasting much of Europe, certainly Western Europe anyway, to be cooler than average. So that's very different compared to what we've had previous summer so far. No particular signal for precipitation, but with a trough very close to us, I would have thought, quite an unsettled month could be possible, maybe a bit wetter than average. So the CFS is definitely deteriorating this August overall. We may get some periods of higher pressure, of course, that bring in a few days of dry, warmer weather, but generally it looks like the CFS is now really starting to deteriorate this August quite a lot. So could be one of those summers where, it really does deteriorate as we get to August, but we'll have to see. It's all speculation. The CFS might be wrong with this prediction. We shall see. Right, that's it then. So if you enjoyed the video, please go and use smash the like button. Make sure you're sub to the channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Drop a comment, let us know what you think. Tell your friends, and family, and everybody else who subscribe. That's great. We're going to put on around 50 subscribers only now to get to 11.6k. The subs have been moving quite quickly this week, probably as a result of the hot weather. A lot of interest with heat wave and whatnot. If you're new to the channel, we have put on quite a few subs lately. So if you're new to the channel, then please make yourself known through the comments. I'd love to see, introduce yourself and see who you are. So make yourself known if you've subbed. But yeah, we've got to put around another 50 subscribers now to get to 11.6k. We're grinding to 12k. When we get to 12k, we are going to do a giveaway to say thank you so much to all of you, for the support. So that's coming up when we get to 12k. But we've got plenty more subscribers to put up before we get to that. Right, so that's it for your video uploads for today. I am going to try and do a live stream tonight. I'll let everybody know on the community page if my back is up to it. It is being a bit stiff, I have to say, but just hope it doesn't get worse through the afternoon. But I'll let everybody know early this evening whether the live is happening tonight after 10 or not. But for the videos for today, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.